这个故事如果你听起来不累，那么你的听力水平在生活中是完全够用的。要持续提升英文，记得点击订阅按钮。我们开始吧。
More than 100 years ago, long dirt roads crossed the land like brown ropes. Stagecoaches rolled along them day and night. Horses breathed white clouds in the cold air, and travelers looked for one thing before sunset: a warm inn. At the edge of one busy road stood a wooden inn called the Black Horse. It was not large, but the place was always full. Drivers came in with tired horses. Traders came in with bags of grain and cloth. Soldiers passed through with mud on their coats. The fire in the stone hearth never seemed to go out. Behind the inn was a stable that smelled of hay, leather, and horse sweat. The man who owned the place, a wide man with rough hands named Harris, cared about two things only. Horses had to be fed well, and workers had to do their job. If either thing went wrong, his temper rose fast. One autumn evening a new boy came looking for work. His name was Tom. He was thin, quick to smile, and quick to promise big things. "I can work hard," Tom said. "I can clean stalls, carry water, brush horses. I can do it all." Harris looked him up and down. The stable was busy and he needed help. "You start now," Harris said. At first Tom moved fast. Buckets of water sloshed over the stone floor. Hay flew through the air. Travelers saw him running from stall to stall and thought the inn had found a good worker. But after a few weeks the truth showed itself. Tom liked to sit more than he liked to work. When the wind turned cold, he stayed near the fire instead of the stable. When horses needed brushing, he told younger boys to do it. When Harris was not around, Tom leaned against the wall and talked. Horses began to stomp in dirty stalls. A saddle once fell into the mud because Tom had not hung it up. One night a stagecoach arrived late. The horses were shaking with sweat after a long ride through rain. The driver jumped down and shouted for help. Tom was nowhere to be seen. The driver ran into the inn. "Your horses need care now," he told Harris. They ran hard for 10 miles in the storm. Harris walked into the stable with a lantern. The light swung across the stalls. Wet saddles lay on the ground. A bucket had tipped over. One horse still stood with straps tied around its chest. Then Harris saw Tom. The boy sat on a pile of hay near the door, half asleep. For a moment the stable went quiet except for the slow stomp of the tired horses. Harris said one word: "Up." Tom blinked and stood. "I was just resting." The driver laughed without humor. "Resting while my horses choke in their own sweat." Harris stepped closer. His boots were thick leather, dark with years of mud and dust. "You had one job," Harris said. Tom tried to smile again, the same smile he had used on the first day. I will fix it now. But Harris had already made his choice. He grabbed Tom by the arm and pulled him toward the stable door. The night wind rushed in. You are done here, Harris said. Tom tried to pull away. You cannot throw me out like that. Harris did not argue. He simply lifted his heavy boot and gave Tom one strong kick that sent the boy stumbling out into the dirt road. The driver burst out laughing. Well, the driver said, looks like the boy just got the boot. The words hung in the cold night air. A few travelers standing nearby laughed too. Someone repeated it inside the inn while telling the story beside the fire. That lazy stable boy got the boot tonight. The next week the story moved down the road with the stagecoaches. Drivers loved good road stories. At every stop someone told it again. A boy at the Black Horse stopped working and the owner gave him the boot. Soon the words changed a little. People began to use them even when no real kick happened. A cook who burned too many meals got the boot. A guard who slept during watch got the boot. A worker who lied to the boss got the boot. The picture stayed the same in people's minds. A lazy worker flying out the door with the mark of a boot behind him. Years passed. Roads grew wider. Stagecoaches slowly disappeared. Trains screamed across the land instead of horses trotting through mud. But the phrase stayed alive. Office workers said it when someone lost a job. Factory hands said it when a careless man was sent home. Even school kids joked about it when a teammate was pushed off a team. Looks like he got the boot. No one at those desks or schools had ever seen Harris, the angry owner with the heavy leather boots. No one knew about the sleepy stable boy sitting on hay while tired horses waited. Still, the old picture lived quietly inside the phrase. A hard boot. A fast kick. A worker suddenly out the door. Language keeps small pieces of old life like that. A simple phrase carries dust from old roads, the sound of hooves, the smell of wet hay in a stable at night. The next time you hear that someone got the boot from a job, think about that cold autumn night long ago. A tired driver. A messy stable. A boss who had enough. Most people never plan to lose a chance, yet small lazy moments can pile up quietly. One missed task becomes 2. 2 become 10. One day someone notices. Then the door opens. And the old story repeats itself in a new place. No horses. No dirt road. No heavy leather boot. Just the same feeling people have known for generations when a chance slips away and someone says with a small shake of the head, "Looks like he got the boot."
能以非母语者的身份专注学习到现在，这本身就是很棒的进步。真诚感谢你的观看。如果你觉得本期内容实用， 点赞或留言让我知道你的想法，这对我持续创作非常重要。我们下期见。